Nonprofits as we know them today are dinosaurs. They are destined to disappear. I do not make this prediction lightly. After all, I have assisted more than 500 nonprofits in my life. The nonprofit world has been my life. In this world, I have met some of the most caring and extraordinary people. It is a complex of internal and external factors that are leading to the demise of nonprofits as we know them today. Many of these are positive forces that are clearing away the nonprofit world as we have known it and defining the nonprofit of the future. Even the name nonprofit is destined to disappear. As nonprofits face dwindling resources and wake up to find that their funding models are not sustainable, we discover a bit belatedly that we need to put the profit back into nonprofits. We cannot operate outside of the practices that ensure a sustainable future. As in the world of for-profit businesses, sustainable business practices are the harbinger of a successful organization. Let's take just a minute to look back at how we got where we are today. Much of the momentum for nonprofits grew from our seeking an alternative to the greed and materialism that defined many corporate businesses. That was a good thing. Our intentions were right. We were going to make the world a better and more equitable place. But there was a fatal flaw that the nonprofits I grew up with, and it was this: they defined themselves in a negative way. I learned marketing in the food cooperative business. Our slogan was, "Food for people, not for profit." Our logo was a clenched fist holding a bundle of wheat. By golly, we were going to change the world. And in some ways, we did. But we too often became insular. We created a dualism between for-profit and nonprofit worlds. Somehow we saw ourselves as morally superior to our counterparts in corporate environments that were accountable to shareholders. There is a positive reason why nonprofits as we know them will disappear. A ground-swelling movement in the business world is preempting the need for nonprofits as we know them today. Under the inspiring leadership of visionaries like David Cooperrider and many others, we are discovering that businesses can be agents for social good in this world. It's a great discovery. The line between nonprofits and for-profit businesses grows thinner as we discover that the most successful business and entrepreneurial organizations are those focused on social good. Social good businesses may emerge from the for-profit or the nonprofit world. Today, the new tax-exempt organizations that we are helping to start are social good organizations, often formed by leaders of emerging startup companies. You might say that these organizations have a for-profit and a nonprofit face. The nonprofit of the future will be a social good organization. What does this emergent social good organization look like? The emerging social good organization has a global perspective because it knows that we are all interdependent. What happens in Africa or the Middle East affects us here. The emerging social good organization is quicker on its feet. It is not static. It is less concerned with mission drift and more engaged in scenario planning. It adjusts its mission and focus frequently as it responds to rapidly changing needs and circumstances in the world. Each step suggests the next step. The story of the emerging social good organization is an ever and rapidly evolving narrative. It changes every day. Emerging social good organizations ask strengths-based questions instead of seeking to solve problems. After all, the questions we ask shape our future. Instead of problem solving, we focus on the life-giving and sustaining innovations that can make the world a better place. The emerging social good organization is more collaborative. It is building partnerships around the world. It welcomes competition and new ideas. It is adept at messaging and effective use of social media. The emerging social good organization is engaged in the ever-changing dance between dreaming and designing and delivering. As a founding associate of CNPS LLC, I am honored to work with this new generation of leaders and organizations for social good. We are supporting these emerging organizations that are creating brand new technologies, finding ways to provide fresh water and food to the world. It's an exciting business to be in. Nadia says in her great work, Overfished Ocean Strategy, Powering Up Innovation for a Resource-Deprived World, that something entirely new is ready to be born. I agree with Nadia. We are delighted to be part of that birth process. The days of the closed fist holding the shaft of wheat are gone. We still hold that harvested wheat in our hand, but it is an open hand and not a clenched fist. We don't have all the answers. In fact, we are novices, just beginning to learn how to ask the right questions. We are at the cutting edge of imagining a more effective way to do good in the world. Won't you join the conversation? Thank you.